overnight. There's a really good reason for that. This is exactly the same sheet of paper. Give this one a feel and then give that one a feel. Feels very different, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Right? One's soft, one's not. So, Gutenberg figures out we can't print on the very stiff linen paper, so we dampen it. We are making some paper in the colonies. It's bad. Just about 45 minutes ago, I had some people in from a company called the Crane Paper Company. Anybody familiar with them? Well, you are, but you're not. The dollar bills in your pocket were made by Crane Paper. They make the paper. They were in business in 1770. And in 1776, they were making the paper that this document was printed on. So it's pretty cool to have them in here they're in Dalton, Massachusetts. The letters and the presses, ironically, we buy from England. We don't make them here. So we're going to use them with amazing effect against the Royal Empire. There's only about 9,000 letters there, and it takes about 8 hours to set something like this.
Oh my gosh.
You see that letter?
8 hours. My eyes would be just, they would bleed.
We don't look at them.
Yeah.
We have a system. It's like a type case
Wow.
or a keyboard.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So that's what they look like. So my uppercase has my capital letters, my lowercase has my lowercase letters. Hence the term uppercase and lowercase.
Ah.
Pluck them out of there one at a time, put them in a form, lock them up. All right, the next thing we can do is ink. So these are called ink balls. Ink rollers won't be invented until 1820 when somebody figures out what rubber is and how to make a roller out of it. Right? So for 400 years, we pick up a little piece of ink, dab it on these ink balls, and beat it on their tips.
Is that leather?
Yes, leather over top, a couple handfuls of sheep's wool. And this is why they call it a printing press. 350 years, hundreds of millions of newspapers and books and proclamations and declarations are printed. 2 pulls at a time. By the end of the day, Colonial Printers here in Boston will print 2,000 full sheets, and we'll pull that bar 4,000 times. Oops, my paper was too wet. That's what that is. Boston edition of the Declaration of Independence.
Wow.
Here's a better copy. It's just British.
Wow.
Boston edition. You're from Philadelphia. Did you know there were any other editions of the Declaration of
I did
Independence?
not.
Me neither. Until Christie's auctions one of these off one day. It went for $700,000. Your Philadelphia Declaration was actually printed on the afternoon and evening of July 4th, 1776. Benjamin Franklin and John Adams supervised the setting of the type and the printing of that document that day. So they print it into the early morning of July 5th, and the next day they send them out. So we get our copy about the 15th of July. We set it in type in 2 columns instead of 1. And we print it in 2 editions, and then this completely disappears. There's only 3 originals of this in existence. There's 27 of those. If you find one of those Philadelphia things, like a fella did a couple years back in a $4 picture frame he bought at a junk store, they're worth about $10 million. That was a nice find, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was literally folded up behind the ugly picture in front. The guy liked the frame.
Wow.
These are only $700,000. So, but they're more rare. I was able to find one of the originals. I had all 9,000 letters cast, and I was the first one to print this in 236 years. No one had ever reprinted the Boston edition of the Declaration. Pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of like, well, why didn't they print it in the last 250 years? I mean, the Revolution starts in Boston, right? We got occupied twice by the British Army. The Sons of Liberty are formed here. The war starts. All that stuff starts here, but I think it was just too obscure. I think it was just unavailable. It took me 7 years to find
Yeah.
it. So for all those reasons, I think it's pretty cool. I do sell these for $17.76. No idea where I came up with that price.